Hi, Paul. Good morning. Today is the 4th of October, 2022. Here's a heads up brief for you. In Indonesia, there's a protest in Jayapura, Papua today. It's against the killing of four Papuans in August by Indonesian security forces. Meanwhile, investigations are underway in the police's conduct in the football game in Malang, East Java over the weekend, where 130 people died in a stampede after police fired tear gas in a closed stadium. Moving on to Indonesian politics, the Nasdem party officially nominated outgoing Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan as their presidential candidate for the 2024 elections. Speaking of elections, Paul, in Malaysia, there's been increasing talk about the PM dissolving parliament at his party's request. Now, the party Islamcel Malaysia, which has emerged as one of the strongest parties in recent years, said it was against the elections taking place at this point. Moving on to Papua New Guinea, at least six people have died in tribal violence in the Lumasa area of the Western Highlands province. The conflict began in June this year over a rugby league match. It was between two different tribes. In South Asia, Paul, there's an anti-government protest in Colombo, Sri Lanka today. Public anger against the government is still high because the crackdown of protesters and the continued economic issues in the country. In Pakistan, the farmers' protest in Islamabad is intensifying. The farmers are threatening to march to the red zone, which hosts all the diplomatic areas and the Supreme Court, and security forces are on high alert. Lastly, in the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region, in France, there are strikes at four of Total Energy's sites, oil refinery sites, and two of ExxonMobil's refineries. This comes as workers across the French energy sector have been protesting for higher pay due to inflation over the last few months. And in France, 60% of the refining capacity is estimated to be offline currently. That's it for today, Paul.
Okay, thanks. So Total and Exxon's values and views, maybe catching up with them. In Malaysia, I think it's a real conundrum. Obviously, there's agreements to hold an early election amongst various coalitions. The wet season's hitting Southeast Asia, particularly the Malay Peninsula, much more heavily than usual. It's going to be very difficult to pull off having a vote just logistically. So keep an eye on that one. Uday, great brief. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers.